Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Atomic Salt Live Show. This is the show we're going to discuss everything in the tabletop hobby world. I am Wild Chevy, and as always, I'm joined by my buddy Casey. Casey, how are you this week?
I'm doing pretty good this evening. What about yourself, Al?
You know what? It's a good day.
Good deal. So, what have you done this weekend, hobby?
Let's see. Play-wise, I brought stuff to the store one night and had let other people play on my terrain because I'm not out and they were doing a training session. I'm like, well, let's not use this crappy terrain. Let's use something better. Other than that,
what are you training for?
I signed up for Arizona Armageddon. It's going to be a 40-man ITS tournament down in Kip and Tom backyard, or not literal backyard, but down there in Arizona.
Yeah, I saw they were doing that, and being in my home state, practically my hometown of Arizona, I was like, oh, that'd be so great if I could make it down there, but just can't fit it in,
And you got rid of all your artichokes.
Yeah, but I still got plenty of my steel phalanx. I like them better anyways.
So yeah, I mean, it's coming down for Infinity. The season's going to end in 5 days with Interplanetario this next weekend, and then the new season starts up, and I'm switching gears, going Assassins with my next season.
Yeah, I think I'm going to switch gears too. We'll start with Red Veil. We'll start looking at some Eugene stuff. I probably won't take it entirely competitive and totally serious because I'm switching factions and can't really expect myself to do that amazing. So got to get used to them first.
No, we got to get you playing in a league. I found that playing league play has helped me learn a faction better than anything else.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. I had a really good time doing the Guild Ball League. In fact, on Saturday we had our final tournament.
Oh, how was that?
It was great. We didn't have really great attendance. We had just 3 people show up.
So at least 3 of you got the first, second, and third.
Yeah, I took third. It felt really good. Darren kicked the crap out of me the first round, and I was like, okay, that's all right. And then Jordan, the one who was organizing all of it, who's really been like a nice guy the last 2 months as we've been doing this. He took off the gloves, and he got brutal and mean, right? And so Jordan and Darren are like the 2 nicest gamers, and they just got mean to each other, like in the last 45 minutes
like
of this game.
Physical or just like in play?
In play, and then also just like talking, like how they were talking smack. Like this was, sometimes you talk a little smack and you can tell you're being nice. But like this was full on like dickish moves and like really rude things to say. And I'm just like, I should be recording this because no one's ever going to believe me that these guys are behaving like this. Yeah, and then Jordan went and just destroyed me. I kept it close, but he still won. So, but it was cool, because there was a lot of loot to be had, and with only 3 people, we got our pick.
Nice. Did you get anything good?
So, yeah, got a couple of patches. I got a signed poster, so it was cool.
Nice. Something to add to the hobby room.
Yeah, it's nice enough. I was like, maybe I'll get like a little frame or something for it, because it's kind of like it's just a pretty picture. So I don't know. That was my week in the hobby. Oh, and then I'm so proud, man. Like I've been doing amazing. Like check out these guys.
Nice.
Like base coat and wash and everything. I might even dry brush a little bit later.
Ooh.
What have you been painting?
Uh, uh, let's see. Yeah, I've got. I mean, here, got this Yanasari that I was working on last week. Um, Went down to a game store and, and so for folks who don't know, here in Utah, um, game stores are pretty separated out through all the um, through the Rocky Mountain front, and some of them carry some stuff. So it's like you have to like certain stores carry certain items. So to pick up new Infinity stuff, I have to drive 55 minutes to a store, and then to pick up Vallejo paints, I have to go 45 minutes to another store. So I picked up some greens and all that. So I was working on this last week. I finally found some greens that I like. Um, Other than that, yeah, I mean, there's just this thing. I just started working on this guy a little bit this week.
Well, no, that just looks horrible. You should just throw it away.
Not my best work so far.
No, he's looking pretty brilliant, sir. You want to tell us a little bit about him?
Yeah,
Because you should be proud.
it's the Azrael for Hawk Islam. And I've got.
Well, I mean, just like the color fading that you've done with the airbrush looks phenomenal. I mean, he's got kind of just this glow to him, like there's a light shining down on him.
Yeah, it's that whole less is more type of thing. Here, let me pull up a. Here's a photo from last night. The gun is not attached. The gun pops on and off because it helps me get to some spots.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, he's just looking phenomenal, and the red looks very nice on him too. That red color just pops right off of there.
Yeah, I've been trying to. So with the greens, yeah, it's the greens are primarily camo olive drab, normal camo green, olive green, and then the skin. What is it? The skin color is dead flesh for the highlight. And then yeah, it's a less is more type of situation. I didn't want to go super all out. Um, and yeah, when I went to start doing panel lines, I only pushed in tiny amounts. I didn't want to do like the whole highlight every single panel.
Yeah, you can do every single panel. That's not always necessary, though. And I think that you've hit all the major ones there.
Yeah, and yeah, like you said, the light. I've done the contrast enough in that it looks like there's light shining on him. But yeah, the primary color or primary method was with the airbrush, and yeah, now I'm just down to the whole brush.
Yeah, that's the nice thing is you can't. As much as people like to try and tell you that airbrush is cheating, it's really not. When you look at all the other stuff you have to do, and you're never going to get away from a regular brush completely.
True, and I'm pretty. I could probably do the blends and all that with this guy without using the airbrush. It just cuts down the 15 hours to do all that.
Yeah, and it's just so smooth. I just like it. I love my airbrush.
Yeah. Speaking of that, yeah, I I got a big box in the mail from Badger this week.
Oh, that's right. Why don't you show
I
us what you got?
let me see if I can find the photo. I have every single color from Minotaur right now.
That's a lot of paint.
Yeah, and yeah, it's the Minotaur. I got a great deal on it. I also picked up the Aspire um, compressor.
Yeah, have you broken that out yet?
I pieced everything together. I need to do a leak check to make sure that everything is super fine.
Yeah, I remember talking with oh boy, Ken, right? I think he's the Badger boss. And he was saying he's like, honestly, like their pump or their compressor is the same as what like everybody else uses. It's all like the same chassis that comes out of China. But once they actually bring it in, they actually tear it all apart. And he said there's like 21 different modifications that they make to it
Yeah,
afterwards.
that's what I.
And I was like, oh, well, what do you do? And he's like, well, I'm not going to tell you that. Like that's proprietary.
Yeah, and that's the one of the things I was like, yeah, I want to. I mean, one, it was a screaming deal. It was a Gen Con deal, and then I was like, yeah, because my other air compressor, it's great. It's been working fine for me, but my problem right now is the auto shut off won't shut off,
Oh,
and so it just runs and just runs and runs and runs and runs, and I'm like, I don't want to. I'm like, well, it was my first one. I guess I just run it till it runs to the ground. But yeah, after a hard night of airbrushing, I'm like, this thing is put through its paces.
yeah, that auto shut off. Like it's not just there to like so the thing doesn't annoy you. Those pumps will not like they wear out fast if they're just running like that. So
But yeah, so there's a photo of all of them. This is right out of the box. So thanks to my OCD or whatever it's called, I went through and reorganized them by Roy G. Biv. And uh, so there's the regular colors, there's metallics. It comes with a gloss, a matte, uh, um, not a cleaner, but a retarder, and then all of the ghost tints. So I'm like, the box is now all nice and organized. I'm like, well, shoot, now I have to figure out a way to. I need a new rack.
yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna need a rack to set all of those up in. I've been thinking about that too, but I haven't found something quite the way I want. I'm actually thinking about taking like all my GW pots, because they're just like a really odd size for everything else, and just dumping them into because you can get
Since the
like
dropper bottles.
yeah, you can get tons for just a couple of bucks off of eBay.
And yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of people do that, and it's great because, especially like using an airbrush or a wet palette, you don't need that paint pot of stuff. You just need a little drop.
Yeah, it just turns out to feel wasteful. Like when you see like how much stuff like dries around the rims of the pot and stuff. And
That and I always like to put the tips, the color tips on there.
oh yeah, yeah, I do that too. So I don't have a whole lot to talk about this evening. So
Yeah,
we kind of explained everything.
it's post Gen Con, and it's like everybody's already shot their load of information at Gen Con. Now it's like, cool. Now we have to get back to work and do all these promises.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, news-wise, we don't have a whole lot going on. We saw some cool new Death Watch stuff that's come out, which will be fun.
Yeah.
Uh, Darren
Let
has
me.
already bought into that whole hog, which is good to save me from having to buy into them. But
Let's see. We'll just share.
Interplanetary is coming up. And while I'm not so excited about the new ITS, just because, I have a feeling it's going to look a lot like the old ITS. My guess is we're finally going to get an answer to what still alive means.
Yeah, that is one creepy. If you guys haven't noticed or seen it yet, Corpus Belly's been like putting out this little teaser, and not sure what it is, but they've been calling it Alive.
Yeah, because I have no idea what else to call it.
Yeah, the latest one, well, the first one it had zeros and ones in the background that translated out to be alive. This newest one, it's got a silhouette of a female face and a more coding in the background, and somebody decoded it to be a audio clip. Which, have you listened to it yet?
I've listened to it, and by itself, it's really weird.
The first part's cool, and then it gets really, really loud and freaky.
Yeah, and it just like repeats itself like 5 or 6 times. But you know what they actually found? Like, so somebody went through and cleaned it up, and oh gosh, I can't remember off the top of my head what it says, but it says like, in the darkest there's a light, she will protect us, sort of thing, right? And then what they actually found is there's more if you play it backwards. So they actually have 2 tracks. One's playing forwards and one's playing backwards, and so you have to isolate those 2 tracks from each other. So what it all means, yeah, nobody has any clue, but usually Corvus Billing does like this sort of stuff when they get really excited, but they've never done anything like this before.
Yeah, and they got their convention or their big end of the year convention coming up, so it's like, ooh, what's gonna be at the Carlos seminar?
Yeah, and so I totally dig this stuff. Back when I had time, read when I was single.
Right.
I mean that in the best way.
It was the kids that took away your time.
Yeah, I was really into ARGs and stuff like that, which is kind of what this is. It's like a little mini type one. So I just eat this stuff up. So my guess is that they're trying to get everybody excited for the manga that they're coming out with.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw a little teaser on that on their website. So,
because it feels like this is a lot to do for just like a new model. And if there was like a new campaign book or something like that, we probably would have heard some rumblings about it. ITS isn't really a narrative type thing. I mean, I guess it could kind of change it up, but my guess is that it's for the manga that they've got coming out.
It's interesting. Yeah, I'm looking forward to whatever it is. Maybe it'll be something completely just out of or blown out of our mind. Maybe it'll be like a their own cartoon.
It's just Carlos reading the phone book.
Yeah.
And listen to that man all day long.
Yeah. You mentioned it earlier. Let me pull up the photo. Yeah, there's the new flyer for 40K for Death Watch.
Yeah, it looks like a Storm Raven and oh boy, what's the Dark Angels flyer? Kind of like smashed together.
Yeah. Yeah, It's very interesting. It's a brand new kit, so nothing like what we've seen before for anything else. It's definitely a transport because it's got the two doors in the front, and so it's a Harrier too. So um, it can skim and fly. So
And
it'll be
guess what? You
interesting.
can even put bulky models in there. So
Nice.
you could put Terminators in there. You could put bikes in there.
I never thought about that for bikes.
Mm-hmm. I think its transport capacity is 12, so you could put a 6-man bike squad in there.
It's yeah. I mean, Death Watch is the brand new thing, so they're getting a whole new codex, right?
Yeah, but when they say a whole new codex, I imagine that we're going to be seeing like a Harlequin's size codex where we have one, maybe 2 units per
Okay.
slot, and that's about it.
It's like a supplemental army.
Pretty much.
This army works with other armies.
Yeah, basically a squad in each, some special rules for them, and kind of an excuse to sell the book.
Seeing the Inquisition label on there, I'm like, oh, maybe Grey Knights look at this. I can hope and pray.
This would be totally cool to play with Grey Knights.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I don't know. You're the Grey Wolf guy. Does the Grey Knights actually interact with, like, I know they work with the Inquisition some, but did they ever deal with Death Watch folks?
Was it there's 3 brands of the Inquisition? The Order Rectus, Order Xenos, and Order
Malice.
Malice, yeah.
So Malice is all like the demon stuff. Xenos is aliens, and
Malice is
the other one's
heretics.
just yeah.
And well, was it the board? Not this newest board game. The one before that. That had Blood Angels. It also had a Grey Knight, Death Watch. So any Space Marine can be called into it. So
Yeah, and it's funny, like depending on the chapter, like for some it's a great honor, others it's just a burden, and
it's jury duty.
for others it's like their big chance to spy on all the other chapters and see what's going on, and so. But yeah, I always thought it was cool. So, but like I said, Darren's already bought all the stuff, so I'm not going to mess with it.
We were talking about that earlier tonight. I don't know, guys, chime in on this. So we're all nerds and we all have our little quirks. But do you ever find this like situation where you and your buddies are playing a new game or whatever, everybody's picking factions, and if somebody picks a faction you want to play, like, do you pick that up, or do you just like, okay, I'll pick up another faction? And it seems to be the way, like Red Veil is coming out with Jujing and Hak Islam, and like I really don't want people to start picking up Hak Islam because that's the faction I play.
Yeah, I don't mind it too much, and if people around the world are playing my faction or not. It's more like in my local group. It's kind of where I see it and feel it, because then at that point it turns into almost like a personal thing, like Austin is orcs, and I don't think of orcs by themselves. I think of orcs as Austin's guys. Same with you and Grey Knights, and I know you got Blood Angels, but you never play them, so I think about Darren as Blood Angels and such.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's like, is it kind of like stepping on toes, or because everybody's got their different way of playing, and you don't want to copycat.
I don't think about it like that. At least from I'm just talking for me here. If somebody else wanted to play Tau in our group, I wouldn't mind. That's fine. I want mine to be unique. So, and I like having the diversity in the group. So it's not like, and everybody's got power armor, or everybody has Eldar. So, I just think it's nice to have, to see something different across from me on the table is always pleasant. So, but that's me.
Yeah, and I've run into it several times. I'm like, yeah, I'll just it happened to me with Malifaux, happened to me with me for Wild West Exodus. Just, yeah, also Guild Ball. I'm like, there's all these cool factions I want to buy into, but somebody else buys into it first. I'm like, I don't want to copy you.
To be fair, you bought into Guild Ball before any of us, and I don't think you'd actually ever played with us before either.
No, my stuff still. My starter box is assembled. The only thing holding me up is basing.
Static grass, man. If there's ever a time, Guild Ball is the time to break it out.
Yeah, and it's just like as you can see here, I my miniature is not based first, and I know a lot of people who like to do all their basing first and then paint their miniature, and I let my miniatures talk to me and tell me how they want things to go and what they want to be based on.
Well, I think it's a toss-up. If you've got like a whole army or something that you're trying to make coherent, then you can get away with basing and painting. But yeah, sure, to each their own. So what is this guy telling you as far as a base goes?
Right now he's telling me I want to shoot things. And I'm just going to be walking down the battlefield with my Firewalk, and I'm just going to tear things up. And so maybe people will try taking pot shots at him. So maybe we'll see some battle damage along the way.
Secret Weapon makes like little miniature shell casings. You could scatter a whole bunch of those like around his feet.
Yeah, I've got brass rod. I've done that before in a base. Yeah, just cut up some brass rod.
All right. Well, you got anything else for this evening, sir?
No, like we said before, it's that interesting time of the year where everybody's not showing too much on new releases. And it's kind of a bummer. But I do have some stuff coming in the mail that I'm looking forward to. I took advantage of Brexit and Forge World free shipping.
Oh no! What did you do?
I'm slipping into Horus Heresy.
Yes, you're putting your Death Guard together, right?
Yes.
So what are you doing for that?
I bought more Tyrion. I bought the Knight Errant. So I think I'm going to be running the seventh company. So the good guys have the bad guys.
Okay, so they're going to be like a bunch of loyalists.
Yeah.
Are you using Garrow?
Yep. So I bought the Garrow and then the other guy. I bought the bundle.
Okay. He's an Ultramarine. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Okay. Nice.
But yeah, we'll see. I purchased it, but like I said, I'm going to be doing the Assassin Baram for the next season, and Arizona Armageddon comes up in October, and I don't have anything I'm looking about 30 miniatures right now that I'm gonna have to paint up and 20-ish of them assemble. So
Well, yeah, you can't go all the way down there and not be fully painted. I mean, that's just not cool.
yeah. So we'll be seeing a lot of painting. And now that I've got a nice new air compressor, and a whole bunch of airbrush paints, I'm just going to go crazy with all that.
Well, time for some chain painting, sir.
Yep. Yeah, is that it for us tonight?
I think that's it for us.
Cool. Well, folks, let's start a conversation in the comments. Let us know what you think. Like this video, share it, subscribe to see more. Can you see anything else?
No, just as always, if there's ever something you'd like us to take a look at or you'd like to point out to us, just shoot us an email at theatomicsalt@gmail.com. This has been the Atomic Salt, and nothing has blown our minds.
Good night, folks. See you next week.